can't even make words. I'm so emotional, guys. I can't even make words. Well, hey there, reader friends. I'm Erica, and welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to be doing my September wrap-up, which started off beautifully and ended in a burning dumpster fire of disappointment. Also, I should mention that there's going to be like a lot of pictures of covers over here because I only have one of the books actually tangibly with me right now. That's what happens when you use the library. Here we go! The first book I finished this month was The Two Towers by J.R.R. Tolkien. In general, I liked it a lot more than The Fellowship of the Ring, especially the first part where it focused on Aragorn and Legolas and Gimli and their whole story. I found that I read that section really quickly. I think in general, I like it when Tolkien has action and when he's talking and writing about action, but when he's writing about going places, it gets a little slow. But I gave it 4 stars. I enjoyed it quite a bit. The second book I read in September was Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. It's a YA contemporary title. It follows our main character, Eliza, and the story is told from her point of view. I gave this book 4 stars. I read it in 2 days, which was very fast. I couldn't stop. I wanted to know what was going to happen. I didn't give it 5 stars for 2 reasons. First, some of the characters were a little underdeveloped, especially when in comparison with Eliza herself. Eliza was so interesting to me. I really loved how she wasn't likable. She wasn't perfect. She had major flaws and she wasn't always the nicest person, but I found that really dynamic and interesting, and it made me want to learn more about her. So it was a definite disappointment when some of the other characters were not so dynamic and interesting. The second reason I gave it only 4 stars was because I just wanted more of her comic. I wanted more of the mixed media in the book. I just wanted more. I definitely would recommend this to people who are fans of Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. It's very similar in some ways and not similar in others. So the next couple of books were all 3 stars, which isn't bad, but it made for kind of a meh month. I listened to 2 audiobooks this month. The first audiobook I finished was Royally Endowed by Emma Chase, which is the 3rd book in her Royally series, which is a new adult schmexy series. I gave this 3 stars. I didn't like it as much as I liked the first 2, Royally Screwed and Royally Matched. I just didn't find the female character as compelling or as interesting, or actually I didn't like her at all, to be honest. I found her kind of boring. So that's why it was 3 stars, not 4 stars. But if you liked the other books, go ahead and read it. It's not that it was bad, it just wasn't as good as the others. The second audiobook I listened to this month was Troublemaker, Surviving Hollywood and Scientology by Leah Remini, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. I really loved listening to her voice as she read her book because there was so much comedic timing. I highly recommend listening to the audiobook if you can get it. I got bored though a couple times. That tends to happen with a lot of nonfiction books for me. I particularly wasn't very interested in all the Hollywood name dropping that was happening. I know some people, that's why you want to read a Hollywood memoir, you want all the name dropping, but for me I was like, I get it, you've talked to Tom Cruise, I don't really care anymore, I want to hear more about you. But I will say that after finishing this book, I went and I bought season 1 of her A&E series, Scientology in the Aftermath, or whatever it's called. So it was interesting and I wanted to know more. Enough that I spent money to buy something, which that's saying something because I don't like to buy things. The next book I read this month was The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. I gave this book 3 stars. I just think Zusak is not for me. His writing style, I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it, and that's okay. You don't have to like everybody. I understand why it has all the acclaim it has and why it's on all of the like top 10, top 100 YA lists. It's definitely a phenomenal story, and the format of it is very interesting, but I didn't care about Liesel, the main character, and therefore I didn't understand Death's fascination with her, and that made the whole book kind of irritating and frustrating. I cared way more about all the other characters, which was unfortunate. Yet another 3-star read was The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I read this book for Throwback Thursday. I'll link my Throwback Thursday vlog where I vlogged the reading experience down below. Feel free to check it out if you'd like. I just also, again, similar to Markus Zusak, Atwood's narration style irritated me, and that's why it was a 3-star read. If you want more details, go check out the vlog. The last book I read in September was also for a book club, and it was a horrible disappointment. I didn't like it at all. I gave it 2 stars, guys. It was Wonder Woman Warbringer. I'm so disappointed, guys. I can't even talk about this without spoiling things, so if you don't want to be spoiled for this book, just wait until I put it down, because I'm going to start talking about spoilers. Spoilers are starting in 3, 2, 1. I didn't like this book for one main reason, and there's one main reason why it became a 2-star read pretty quickly for me. Queer baiting. Queer baiting happened all over the place in this book, and I can't handle it. I couldn't handle it. I got very angry, and I am very angry. I didn't get angry. I am angry. I am very angry that we have 2 dynamic, wonderful characters in Diana and Aaliyah, and then boys enter the scene, and then it becomes about the boys, and who's gonna be with whom, and who's gonna pair with whom, and also the one openly out bi character disappears in terms of, like, time spent on the page discussing her. I don't care about the boys. Also, Diana's supposed to be the superhero. So, like, let her be the superhero. Why then do you have this dude saving the day? No. If you don't know what queer baiting is when you set up 2 characters that could be queer, and then they aren't. And it doesn't make sense. So in this book, it was queer baiting because the language that Aaliyah used to describe Diana and that Diana used to describe Aaliyah in the beginning of the book was very much typical YA crushy language. And I was like, oh, are we going to have some lesbian love here? What's going to happen? And then, nope, tease, not true. Not true at all, actually. Which then made the relationships with the boys feel very forced and unnatural, and I just didn't like it at all. If you liked this book, okay, great, good for you, but it was not for me. It could have been better. It just could have been better. That's it, guys. Those are all the books I read for September. I think I'm going to call September the month of sadness, because there was not a single 5-star read during the month, and it ended on such a disappointing note. What books did you read in September? Did you have any bitter disappointments as well? Or did you read any 5-star reads? Make sure to let me know down below, and thanks for watching. Bye, guys. Here we go, guys. Again with the dog. We'd think this was my channel, but this might be Lily's channel. This is my channel. Erica E. Reads, not Lily steals the camera and the attention. Okay.